It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. What else get you on the line? Ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate a new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it.
You're now tuned into another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. I am Gam, and of course, I got my sidekick, my co-host,
Miss Gogetta.
And tonight we have a special guest by the name of. Well, we're gonna give you what I know him by something else, but so I'm gonna respect him tonight and go. And he goes by True Addict Scoupe. So good afternoon, sir. How are you?
What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? You know, it's what we do.
Exactly. So how was your weekend?
You know. Week is, I do what I do. I'm busy. I'm kind of busy because I'm on this promotional tour for the book. So it's, it's kind of work through the week, through the weekend, getting it done.
Well, it's good to be busy. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, it is.
Because when you're busy, at least, sometimes it can be overwhelming being busy. But when you look back at it and you put that work in, it's definitely worth it, right?
Oh, it's definitely worth it. I mean, it's a blessing, I give gratitude every morning. Every morning I wake up for that day. I don't care nothing about next week. I don't care nothing about next year. It's gratitude for that morning, and you got to really have that because there's so many things being thrown at you. You just got to wake up and be like, hey, man, I'm glad to be breathing. A lot of people, they don't make it. Some people don't wake up. Some people don't wake up. So it's nothing but love here,
Absolutely. So introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again Minute Podcast.
Well, I'm definitely, I'm an entrepreneur, author, film producer. I'm from the Virginia area, which is Suffolk. Pretty much, just one of those guys, man, that gives back to the community, still building, still producing film, still doing the book thing, and just basically trying to create gateways for the youth, because a lot of things have been kept from us as we grew up. But once you know better, you do better.
That's absolutely
so I pretty much get out here and do what I do and try to create avenues and ways for the youth to come behind us, because I'm all about generational wealth. And to have generational wealth, you got to be able to include the generation,
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary a little bit though. But like when you say like create the wealth for the generation, especially the generation behind us. But I think if we prepare them as much as we can and, get to those who we can't get to, then I think your generation, like as far as the wealth they will actually be able to hold on to it. Because sometimes what I'm trying to say is if they don't work for it a lot of times, they don't really respect it and they don't hold on to it.
But let me tell you this though. Me and you, we have the same thought pattern based on that, but it's a different day.
Yeah.
And you gotta, when things change and evolve, you gotta structure things in a certain way. So the thing about it is a lot of kids, like you said, you want them to work for it, you want them to do this and that, but they follow their peers.
Yeah,
so no matter how much you try to instill that into them, they follow their peers. So the thing for you to do is to be able to create an avenue, to create the wealth, create the generational wealth. So when they finally do wake up, or because they're going to do something totally different than what we want.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So instead of worrying about them not getting it like we got it, right? You got to say, hey, I'm gonna create this avenue. And then when they decide they want to go a different way, it's already created. And I'm not gonna let how I see them respond and their affect me on my grind, because we all have our own grind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We all have our own grind. It's hurtful, and I feel you, and I know what you're talking about. But it's a different generation.
Yeah.
Like our parents, when we came up, they try to push and instill certain things in us the way they came up. Right. But if we were to say, you know what, I'm gonna do just like you tell me, Mom. I'm gonna do just like you tell me, Dad. We wouldn't even be here.
Okay, so I get it. So you're saying basically meet them where they're at in their time, because basically the way we learn it and then try to incorporate it in this time is not.
Basically find out where they're going.
Okay, where they're
and
going.
then create the avenue.
Okay.
Know where they're going and create the avenue. Because see, the thing about it is when our parents try to instill those old values and stuff on us, it wasn't that the values weren't good, it's how they fed it to us.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can feed it differently to a different generation and still get the same outcome if you know where they're going.
Okay.
You know, so I always say, like, you know, let me do this. So I'm gonna break it down simple. It's just like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this money and build this empire.
Mm-hmm.
And they might, nobody in my family or my kids might want to do film or books and this and that. But I got $1 billion for them to build skateboards. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got
Okay.
$1 billion
Just so much to go on,
for
yeah.
them to do buildings. I got
So
$1 billion.
basic,
You
yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
Because if we worry about what they're doing now or where we think they're going, we're gonna sit back and dismiss what we need to be doing to make sure that they have an opportunity. Because I mean, look where I come from.
I got you.
I
Yeah.
get you.
Look where I come from.
Right.
I mean, just think about it. Like, if my parents, even though I was in the streets, they still instilled some values in me. So when I woke up, I say, my daddy used to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
My mama used to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma used to tell me that.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though I wasn't going to be doing what they be doing. I mean,
Yeah.
we grew up in a house. You got to say, I grew up in a house where we had an outside toilet.
For real.
Oh yeah, we had an outside toilet with a bucket behind the door where we used the bathroom in. So sometimes, you know, if you coming, you know, through the hallway and you trip or something, it's been spilled in the middle of the floor plenty of times.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
so you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by me going through that helped build me and grow and be able to become this certain person. But at the same time, even though we was poor and had that, my grandparents, and they were stealing stuff.
Yeah.
They never said like, you know, oh, these kids into this music and blah blah whatever. I ain't doing nothing with them. No, they still gave you jewels.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I'm on the ground and the dude beat me with the gun, I'm like, Grandma told me don't get like this.
Coming.
You get what I'm
coming,
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me it was
coming.
gonna get. You know, she was
Yeah.
right, even though it took a decade later. She told, you know. So we
Yeah.
gotta. My mom always said this. One thing my mom told me, and I always tell this story to everybody. Right? I remember I was dealing with this girl. And I was like, Mom, I said, look, I said, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do anything. My mom said one thing. She said, well, I'm gonna tell you like this, babe. She said, if ain't nobody get to it, she ain't got it.
That's
Right.
absolutely true.
Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing to go back to. When she run
Right.
into a situation or kid run into a situation, there's nothing to go back
Don't
to.
have no reference.
If you
there.
decide not to give to them because of who they are, or I ain't dealing with you no more, I'm done with you. Then when they get to that point in their life where they need that information to be able to make that decision,
They're gonna be stuck.
the parents decide not to get to them because of who they are. No, just find out where they're going and try to apply the tools then. But until then, while we still here on earth doing our thing, you got to be able to build your platform, build your money. So when that kid go from when they were 16, you be like, they the worst kid in the world.
Mhm.
Now they 25 and then they talking about, Mom, I want to be a clothing designer. You like, well, you know what? Put 20,000 in her account.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you sit and you blame them for something they don't know of, if you don't instill into them and you say, you know what, she ain't gonna be nothing. 9 times out of 10, if you put
Ain't
your
gonna be
mouth
nothing,
on her,
yeah.
she ain't gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna be nothing.
You ain't gonna help her be nothing because
Yeah.
you done paused on.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
real talk, you know.
Okay, so let us get into your book. Like, tell us a little bit. Tell us the name of the book, and a little bit about the book.
So it's True Addict Revised. It's actually the second revised copy of the first book, and basically it's the book, you know, showing you where most of these kids, I mean, from my generation anyway, because you can take the book and you can apply it to today's youth
Okay.
doing different things, but really the book was based on me from 13 years old, starting out in the streets and seeing some of the things that I seen that made me who I am,
Right.
you know, and how I got through those things and see the difference between me and a lot of dudes. I actually made a decision to get out of the streets.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that I made a decision that's different than when somebody else would have made on the time. It's just the point that I had an opportunity to do something different, and I did. So the book actually takes you from about 13, seeing, you know, young girls get prostituted out for crack, you know,
Wow.
seeing people, you know, getting robbed, seeing people, seeing this one guy, you know, he ain't even a really street dude, but he want to be a part of the streets, and he messing with crackheads and stuff, end up catching AIDS and dying.
Mm.
You know, by name. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the book shows you all the things that your kids see when you at work. Because
Yeah.
you thinking that, you know, they at home, they this and that, but more now with the internet, they seeing twice what I seen.
Mhm.
Right.
Because I seen
Mhm.
these
Probably
things.
three
I
times
seen these
more.
things here hand on. I
Yeah.
seen them hand on. And so what's the book is actually a guide to say, okay, you can go through all this and you still can make it. You know, you can go through all this, you still be successful. I'm successful. Everything I do is successful. Everything I touch turn to gold, like straight up. And I want them to see through the book, like, well, man, this guy seen this, and that. So when I mentor kids, once I explain some of these stories to it, then they can relate to me because some of them hadn't been through that, but then some of them know some of that. Or
Right,
some
yeah.
of them got an uncle or a cousin or somebody that been through the things I've been through. And I always try to encourage them, say, look, everything I've been through made me who I am. But I'm here so you don't have to go through something.
Right, right,
know?
absolutely.
Right.
And you know what though? I think that's that when you like far as mentorship, right? Kids do relate to those who have been out in the street.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's like who am I to sit and well some of them look at you like, okay, well you haven't done nothing. You haven't been through anything. Like, you had a
Well,
9 to
no,
5 or
you
whatever.
might have done something, but it's just that
It
like the
wasn't
street life.
street
it
life, right.
traps the
Yeah,
kids
it
more
it
so.
does. It
It
does.
takes
Well,
fight.
well, you got to think about it. I mean, I came from that. Like, I'm being real with you. Like, shout out to dudes that know me and dudes like, I'm at my grandma's front door. I see my first cousin's brother. He pull up with the top down BMW. I mean,
Yeah.
if we got a pot behind the door,
Mm,
I mean, think about it. Like, let's be
Yeah.
real.
yeah.
If we got a
That's
pot
true.
behind the door, and this dude pull up in a convertible BMW, you get what I'm
It's
saying?
very
And
enticing,
all
yeah.
the ladies and they own stuff like that. It's a simple thing. You're doing one or two things in the hood. When I came up, and this is 90s.
Yeah.
This is late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
Late 80s, early 90s. Not this 99 stuff. I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about 80, 87, 88.
I'm talking about 89,
89,
going into the early 90s. By the
right.
time 96, 97, everything had changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see these things going on, you either gonna be a basketball player, football player, or
Yeah.
you gonna sell dope.
Yeah.
You're gonna sell
That's
dope.
true.
Not because these are the things that you actually say in your mind, like, you know what, I want to be one of these things when I grow up. Ain't nothing else. There's nothing to compare to. Your mom gonna tell you go to school so you can get a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard that, right?
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
we heard. Go to school so you can get a job. She ain't say go to school and get a business.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That
she
wasn't
did.
even an option. when
Mm-mm.
we
You feel me?
growing
She ain't
up.
say so go to school and become an athlete. Like if you was an athlete and you was good, your parents looked at you like, I ain't know that boy could play ball like that.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? It wasn't
Yeah,
push. It
that's
was
true.
because who he's seen in his community and seen his peers, and that's how we got things. So
Yeah.
the closest thing was to sell dope. I mean, being real with you. And it
Yeah.
devastated our community. It tore the Black community all to pieces.
Yeah.
But you didn't know when you was young. You just was getting money.
Okay, so stay right there when you said to the Black community all to pieces. So, I hear a lot of people say often that the government, the white man, told the community, told the Black household up. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this to be real with you. It's 1000% true, depending on how deep you want to go. First of all, and we can't go back this far because we'll be here all day.
Right.
First of all, everything started from slavery. It's passed down through grandparents. The same reason why your grandmother was in the situation she was
Mhm.
from her grandmother, right?
Okay.
The same reason why I was in that house looking out the door with a pot behind the door is because of my grandma. Everything was passed down, right?
Mhm.
So the strongest thing to be able to do to any human being to control them is to get to their mind.
Oh yeah,
You get what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Mhm.
If you don't have my grandmother didn't have the skills and stuff to teach us to do other things, but whatever we seen out the front door, you couldn't even close my grandmother's door. She had a glass door, you couldn't close it because she always wanted to see what's going on outside, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So the point that I'm saying is that when somebody say that, like I done heard this conversation many times, where the government do you did it, like, no, man, you pay taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pay taxes.
No.
Can you get around it?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
It's the same thing with white people controlling the community. That's the one thing that they out front about. Hey, you can pay taxes, you go to jail. Everything else is behind a closed door,
Mhm.
but they still in control.
Right.
So no matter what your circumstance is, and just because so this is the thing, just because one person made it out, you might got a guy over there, he made it out. He was like, man, my parents, we had a nice house, no white man controlled us. Like, no, you was controlled because you done exactly what he wants you to do. It's to be regular and not be nobody. It's to get a job, be a doctor, be a lawyer, make a little bit of money, trap you into making that $30,000 a month, and they ain't got to worry about you. You ain't gonna be political. You ain't doing nothing. That's control. Not control that they want you to be a bum in the streets, but they know
Right.
that what they put on people, most of them were going to turn to bums and crackheads and drug users and stuff like that. So
That
now
makes
if you're a crackhead and I work at Planners, I look good.
Oh
I'm the
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they want you to do.
Yeah.
Because compared to her, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
exactly.
But I ain't got no
true.
voice, no political voice. I have nothing. So they always had control of what we are and who we are. And I heard the discussion, I heard the debates, but they never go back far enough.
Okay.
They never go back because he's just looking at the one guy that made it out, that done great. To be like, hey, Jeffrey, how you?
Yeah.
He
But
doesn't represent the whole
it's a
community.
reason that they don't go back, because if they go back, then everything will be revealed, right?
Well, everything is going to be revealed. But the thing about it is, a lot of people don't have the information.
Okay.
A lot of people, like, you might have the information, but you're like, well, how do I put this into today's situation and make it clear to her on what's really going on? That's a whole nother podcast, right?
Yeah, it is.
But they always going to be in control. And the people that are in control, the people that know they're in control and try to do things, like some of the black leaders, the Malcolm X and all that stuff. Back then, it got to the point that they had to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh
You have to
yeah,
die. That's
yeah.
true.
If you have
Today-
to
today-
Think about it. That when you think about it, that's what happened to all of them.
Today, they just control you by money, influence. They control you by that. Back then, they weren't smart enough. Everybody, like, remember I was telling you earlier that people have to go through things to be able to grow. They grow too. They grow to know how to do things better ways. It's a real thing, So
that is absolutely true.
once you know better, though,
You do
you do
Better.
better. I'm not blaming it on nobody. Once I know better, I do better. Now if I'm saying this to you, but you see me on the block next week or something like that, and that's harmful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
It
saying?
don't add up.
So I'm not saying that, hey, I'm not going to do anything because I know the white man got control and he caused devastation. What I'm saying is, when you know better, you do better.
Yeah. And you move better.
You make a change.
Move
You
different.
can know this information and still not have no power to change the community, but you can change yourself.
That's right.
You can change yourself.
That's absolutely right. So what made you write this book?
So what made me write the book is, and it's a quick story. And I was sitting down, I was like, man, thinking about all the times that I got robbed, and the last time when the dudes, they was trying to kidnap me and blood running down my face and stuff like that.
Hold
And
for a minute. Hold
I knew she was gonna say
for a minute. Back up. The book is a true story, right?
Yeah, everything is true in there. Everything is real. Yeah, I don't.
So someone tried to kidnap you for it?
Yeah. 5 o'clock broad daylight.
Oh no, stop right there. Talk about that for a brief moment.
Okay, so situation happened,
So first, give us the backstory. Do you know who it was?
No.
So
I
you
don't
know,
what-
okay.
no.
Okay, so go ahead.
I was moving to
So what happened?
careless.
Why were they trying to kidnap you?
Well, so during that time, so I'm gonna give you the story. So during that time, we're in the streets, we're getting money. I mean, I'm just being real with you. Like,
Yeah.
people know me. I was a flashy dude, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Plenty of cars, beautiful women, stuff like that. So that's all it really takes. It don't really take. Nobody's really going to your stash and counting your money and saying, I'm gonna do the snap. But in their mind, if you look, and this is part of slavery too. Remember I told you the comparison?
Yeah.
If you driving around in BMWs and Lexuses and Mercedes-Benz, and I lived in a place where a number of whites live at. Condos, it's $1 million houses around, you know what I'm saying? And people see you there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think somebody set me up, but I really can't say, because what happened was maybe 3 months before then, I'm in the house, me and the girl chilling, whatever. I get a knock on the door. Like, yo, like, who is that? So I come downstairs, and he's like, "Is Jason here?" So I'm like, "Jason?" I'm like, "It's 11:30 at night, right?"
Right.
So when they said that, I'm like, don't nobody come around. Like I ain't even no kids live around here. Like, it ain't about retired people from New York all over in this community, So I grabbed my gun. I ran outside in my box. It's stupid, this is being stupid.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 or 5 dudes in a Honda Accord wagon, right? So I say, and one of the dudes turned around and see me. I said, "Yo, what's up?" I said, "Man, you don't come to nobody's house without calling this time of night." And they was like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" So I already knew what it was. I was being foolish, had my gun in my hand, but they actually got in the car and took off, because at that point it's like, this is probably like 2000 or something, right? 99, 2000 going into the 2000s, right?
Mhm.
So at this time, I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, pause game, right? But
Right.
me and my partner, we at the clubs, our partners own clubs and stuff. We in there iced out and stuff like that. So you just never know where it come from. All right, 3 months later, let me get to the 3 months later, I'm at home. One of my friends come to see me. We go out, we do our thing, this and this and that. I was in the car business too. So we went out, came back, came home. She got in her truck, went back to work. I ran out to the auction to grab some car titles, because I'm in the car business too. 5 o'clock broad daylight, I come back home, park the car. I'm driving the green Acura TL, park the car, get out with my bag and start walking to the door. And the dude walking up to me, and I'm like, he walking up to me. My neighbors stay right here. They from New York. They don't have no kids.
Okay.
They don't, like they don't.
Yeah.
Or they don't. Well, I was just saying not kids, but they don't have no young people. Like they older people. They
Okay.
retired. 60s, right? I'm looking at the dude. He walk up on me, put the gun to my side, like, yo, open the door, I'm gonna kill you. So in my mind, I already got robbed twice before this. So in my mind, I'm not a scared dude. So I'm sitting here thinking like, if I let him in the house, if I let him go in the house, he got a chance to kill me, because at this time I didn't have nothing in the house to give him. You get what I'm saying? Like I didn't have nothing.
Yeah, so if you let him in,
if I had something to give him, maybe I would have thought a little different. Like, okay, come on, here, take that, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the game. It's part of the game. That's how I'm always a guy that says it's part of the game, right? But I ain't had nothing to give him. I said, if I let him in, he gonna torture me because I don't have nothing to give him. It's gonna be just like a dude that have something to give him, but he don't want to get
you
up.
don't want to get up. Okay.
So in my mind, I'm talking about this is a brief second, like everything slowed down.
Yeah. Right.
Everything slowed down. So I'm standing there and I was like, yo, I'm at there. So I turned around with the dip and then I slipped. He fell on me. Big stalky dude too. We tussling with the gun. I literally turned the gun around on him, right? While we tussling, and pulled the trigger. Trigger ain't go off. It's like it's on safety or something, right? And it was a 40 Glock. And I remember the color, it was like a beige color. Back then they was coming out with the plastic Glocks. But it was a 40 caliber. That's a big hole. Poof, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm tussling, next thing I know, I'm on the ground, I see feet coming towards me. So I don't know whether it's somebody coming to help, some neighbors or whatever. But when they got to me, they started kicking me. Let the gun go, because I still had a piece of the gun.
Okay.
Let the gun go. So they kicking me. And I'm thinking in my mind, I was like, yo, these do, like adrenaline on. I didn't feel no kicks. I ain't feel none of that. But I knew in my if I let them keep kicking me stuff, they're gonna mess me up. So at the point I say, all right, y'all got me. My neighbor behind me, white guy, came out of his joint and said, hey, what's going on? So they gave me enough time. Instead of them picking me, when I say y'all got me, instead of them picking me up, taking me to the door, the big dude was tired from tussling with me. You get what I'm saying? He tired from tussling with me. So the other two dudes, they weren't as big as him, but they didn't pick me. Like usually you pick a dude up and say, you know what I'm saying, open the door. They didn't do that. So when the neighbor came out through the back, they let me get up and I dipped, because I can't. I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing though. I'm gonna tell you why I know God. This is like he got something different from me. I get up, I take off. The dude come out, he calling the police. These guys didn't run.
They didn't run?
Didn't move erratically. Grab my bag, grab my keys, everything that fell out of the bag, put it in the bag, got in a car and drove off slow. Real talk. Yeah, I watched.
So they didn't actually kidnap you. They was trying to.
They was trying to, yeah.
They was trying to. So the neighbors stopped pretty much.
The neighbor
stopped
intervened into that, yeah. But that ain't the end of the story. See, that's not the end.
Oh wow.
So I'm bleeding, got blood running from my face, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, so I ain't got nothing. So when the police come, I'm good, right? Because I'm bleeding and everything, but I'm just glad that, this is, I got a split on top of my head from them hitting me with the gun. It's crazy. So change the locks, everything, do this and that.
Okay,
so
they took your keys.
Yeah, they took all the keys.
Okay,
they took all the keys to the cars and everything. I probably had a spare key to like 1 or 2 cars. I had a LS 400 Legend Coupe, and I had a convertible. Did I have a convertible BMW and an Acura TL, and I had a work van, Astro van. I always kept an Astro van with like car cleaning stuff in there because I was in the car business too. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the auction day.
Okay.
Gotta go out to the auction because I got cars there that's gonna be ran through the auction. go to the auction, come back home that day, all my keys laid out in front of my door. Off the key ring.
They
laid in
must have
front
been
of me.
trying to open it.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. It was more than that. Because even if you was going there trying to open the door, that's fine.
Right.
But took the keys off the key ring and left them all
Spread out.
spread it out. No, I'm talking about neatly,
Yeah.
like this, in front of the door. And that's the day I moved. I moved to Newport News. That's the day I moved. I said, you know what? This is something telling me, like, not only did these dudes try to kidnap you and put you in a predicament where it could have been way worse, is that they the type of dudes that this is what they do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
They ain't about to play with.
Yeah. And you know, logically, I'm thinking like the dudes that done that to me, they didn't come back, but they passed it off to somebody else. It's a group, you know what I'm saying? For them to actually come back in broad daylight. They came back in broad daylight. They didn't come at nighttime. But see, the reason why they got me in broad daylight on that Monday, because I think they were the same people that tried to get me 3 months before that at night. And they said, like, we can't get him at night, but like he too on point.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not opening my door. I'm not opening my door. But I went out with my gun, made them think like, oh, we gonna have a shootout. Like it ain't gonna be like one of those dudes where, you know, a lot of dudes get robbed, they soft, you know, oh, you know what I mean? I ain't never been that way because I already, you know, like I told you, the first time I got robbed, I was 16 years old. So I've never, even 16, when he hit me with the 357, like I didn't cry or break down like that. I'm like, yo, I can't believe this happening.
Okay, so let me ask you, so you from 13 to
about 13 to 30, because this happened around 28, 29, but it was, you know, it was like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
So you were doing you were doing your thing. So what made you, at what point did you say, you know what, I gotta change. It's like this gonna be different.
So let me tell you what's real. I've been changed.
Okay.
I've been changed, right? I've been changed. It's just that I didn't know what to do next. If that makes sense.
Okay, right.
Like mentally, I've been changed. That's why I was 1 foot when that last thing happened. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I just didn't know what to do next. So I mentally changed. That situation there just made me like, you know what? Like now you, because in my mind before that last thing, it's mostly like jail, feds, dudes getting towed off, all that type of stuff. But being dead is a whole nother ball game.
So that situation kind of made you think about it. You didn't know what to do next, but
3 months. This happened with 3 months. That night they came there, and then 3 months later, like this is too close.
Yeah.
You know, this is like, you know, hunting.
He was getting warning.
Yeah. This is hunting season. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that made me be like, you know what? I got to make a real change to the point. Not listen what I'm saying. 1 foot in means like you doing some things, but you ain't really doing some things, right?
Right.
In a way.
But
pretty
but
much.
that made me say, oh, but you got to change your whole environment. Like you got to say, I'm still going to the club. We still, you know, dealing with different women. And you know, man, I think everybody was after me because this one girl I was dealing with, Spanish girl, messed around one night. Then she called me the next night, like, hey, I want to see you again. See, I ain't used to that. I'm used to like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, like I was like that because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be real. Like I was one of them dudes back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't get a woman, they ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when she called me back, like, I want to see you again. I'm like, nah, like we good.
Yeah.
2 weeks from that, I'm coming out my house, right? Same condo. See her white car coming through the neighborhood, but it's a dude with dreads laid on the other side.
I was about to ask you, do you think a girl might have set you up?
That's
because
what I
if you stay in a exclusive neighborhood that's mostly, you know, white people or retired people, people that had a little bit.
But
how do all these people know?
But I'm hanging at the clubs. You know, back in my days, people follow you home.
Okay.
Yeah,
follow you home like intentionally, or follow you home on the street?
Follow you home intentionally.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll get you in, you know, but you know, they just trying to see what's up. But what I'm saying is, I think it was just my time because she came through there, and I called her. Like I had I said, yo, you just come through my neighborhood with a dude in the car. She's like, oh yeah, we looking for something for rent. Listen, ain't no for rent sign. This place, it ain't happening. Every condo was owned. Actually, what I was renting from a guy that was in California.
Okay.
So every condo, but there was never a sign up for rent. So that kind of like, but at the end of the day, you can't say.
Yeah, you don't know.
I think it was just, be honest with you, I just think it was the time because the dudes that came that night, seeing her come through there with that dude and the dudes that came the other night didn't match up. The dudes that came the first night and the last time matched up, but she didn't match up.
Okay.
You know what she, you know what I mean? Because them dudes that was trying to kidnap me, they was like, yo, we
They
do
were
this.
like that, yeah.
Like this was a job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it could have been her and him, and they sent somebody else.
They could have, but I'm
Versus
saying
him doing it. He
at
might
that
have been-
time, it was the mass of me doing that because
Yeah.
either way, somebody was trying to, you know,
Trying to
do
hand,
something.
yeah.
And like I said, not to the point where they was out to kill me or harm me. They just thought that I had money or drugs that I didn't
So
have.
you really
Yeah.
think they
You get
want
what I'm
out to
saying?
harm you?
No, they was trying to get some money. This is a dope game.
Right, I understand that, but the dope game also turned into
Oh, they
somebody
harmed me.
trying to harm
Well,
you.
they
or somebody
harmed me.
trying to
They
kill you.
harmed me, but they was after a particular thing. They was
Right.
after some money.
What you
Right,
had,
right,
what
right.
they
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
But
had.
it could have turned into something
Oh, it
else
did
like
turn into
it
that.
usually do
Well,
sometimes.
no, it did turn to that because when you got blood rolling down your head, it turned, you know what I'm saying? I still got the scar in my hair. You know what I'm saying? You got blood rolling down your head from
Yeah.
it, and I didn't feel none of it.
Yeah,
It's just
your
that
adrenaline was
when the
rushing.
guy called the police and I'm sitting there, he be like, hey man, I got to get something for your head for what? And then blood just started rolling down my face. Yeah,
Dang, so
yeah,
you
real talk.
okay, so you went through all of that. So and that's in your book too.
Yeah, everything's in the
All
book.
this
Right.
in the book.
Okay, so now you're 28, 29, and so when did you get into like the acting and stuff like that? Like,
This was I had already changed.
okay.
So I was in acting. I think I started acting in 90. I think I went to school in like 98, 99 or something like that. So I had already been doing this. See,
Okay.
remember I said 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Okay.
So I had already changed. It's just that I thought I could like go into being acting and doing this stuff, but I'm gonna still be that dude at the clubs, you know, up in the VIP. And yeah, it's good for later on, but not at that time point. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to carry on that same image
Yeah.
to that industry. So it's like you're still doing the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, because a lot of people might not know that you actually change careers.
What?
So they thinking that you still
Well-
doing the same thing from what you
Well,
was doing
listen, I'm gonna be
before.
honest with you. I got a car club. I got 15 classic cars. People probably think that now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
okay.
this is
because
a,
it kind of go with
look
the-
at me. You know,
the
this is a
territory, yeah.
black mentality thing. Like
Yeah.
if you look good, you driving nice cars, and you know you drive
Flashy,
out,
yeah.
you know
Mhm.
that's the first thing they go to because they don't think. And I'm gonna be honest with you, me and one of my partners, you know, from across the water, you know, we talk about this thing, and like
I know exactly. what you're talking
we focus on that so much to try to keep people from thinking that we in the streets or something. Like, dude, we work hard for what we have now.
about. Right.
Like
Yeah.
we really grind and really do what we do. We really work hard for what we do. So we want people to think that. But then again, you can't let people keep you in the shell.
That's
Right.
You can't let
true.
people
You
keep
can't
you
worry
in the
about
shell.
what they
Exactly.
thinking because they're gonna think what they want to
They're
think.
gonna think they want to think. You want people to keep you in the shell. Like I ain't gonna never be who I am because I want people to think I'm doing a certain thing. So we passed that point. But at that time, it was just that I hadn't been far away enough from it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like people know what I do now, but even though smart people know what I do, but somebody that might know me from 95 and they see me pull up in a convertible BMW.
They still might think. Yeah.
I mean, you listen, when I'm in my hood, I done been in my hood before doing stuff and had people pull up on me like, yo, you still blah blah. And I'm like, dude, I'm talking about 20. We talking about a real 20 years.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm in my 40s. We talking about a real 20 years. You get what I'm saying? And they would ask me, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and I look at them like, but I'm real. I say, dog, I say, I ain't touched that since such and such. Because they don't know.
Yeah.
They got small man. So being in that game, and listen, guess what? You know, I know a lot of dudes that got killed and got beat mistakenly because they were so flashy that somebody thought they was in the streets.
So let me ask you this. So what would you tell someone, whether you know them or not, and you know that they are out there and they don't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They are like literally out there.
What I tell them?
What would you tell them?
Read my book. Tell them read my book. Because it's right in the book.
They might have had time to sit and read
everything. I put the book in their hand. Well, so in short form, I tell them, I like, look, that ain't no money. Because it ain't really no money. I got friends that are millionaires. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no money. Yeah. See, the thing about it is, our parents always would tell us to do something.
Right.
But they never offer us anything. There's no comparison. They say, hey, don't go down the street hanging with that girl, this and this and this and that. But they never say, but we're going to the skating rink.
Yeah.
Hey, don't go out there with them fast girls and boom, 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 boom. Because we're going to this beauty patch. There was never no options.
Yeah, no options. Yeah.
You know, so you telling me what not to do,
But you
But
give me
but hold on, but the more you tell me not to do, I'm more curious about it.
yeah, that's
This what young boys do. So that's what I would tell them. I was like, hey, I mean, I done done it before when I mentor kids, right? Young boys. I take a piece of paper. I add up the dope and everything. I'm like, oh, what you got? Oh, well, man, I sold such a for. Okay, so you pay $50 for that, right? How much you make off of it? Yeah, I made $90. I say, so okay, so I say they pay more than that at McDonald's. I say by the time you put your life on the line, they pay.
Yeah, that's
Go
true.
to Amazon. I say if you really want to be a real entrepreneur, I say what you're trying to replicate is what they ain't even doing, because Instagram and all this stuff is off the chain.
Yeah, it is.
What you're trying to replicate ain't really happening. Most of these kids you see up here, they privileged. Most of these kids is acting like they hustling, got parents that are doctors and lawyers and own businesses. You get what I'm saying? So I do tell them, I say, add it up for me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah,
that's good.
Make it make, and see the thing about me, and I'll be honest with you. Somebody else might not be able to do that. It's just that when they see me in the way I carry myself, they can relate.
They actually receive it from you.
They can relate. So that's the way I take. I make it make sense. I talk real street with them, everything. Yeah. I don't be in there with no suit on. Someone on some, hey, how you doing? Hey, I be in there real with them. Make it make sense.
When making it make sense, how do you feel about, like, I know we've been looking at the media and we've been seeing what's been going on in the media, whatever, right? This TD Jakes, Bishop TD Jakes.
Man,
like, how do you like, what is your take on it, if any?
I don't really have a take on it, because I understand social media and advertising stuff like that. I feel like this is how I really feel, to be honest with you. Like, it don't affect me in a way, because I can't, the space I'm in is trying to promote this book and promote the brand and all that stuff, right? So it really don't hit me like it hit everybody else. You get what I'm saying? Because I understand that feel. Like, I don't know whether it's made up or whether it's true. I think it's horrible if it's made up. You get what I'm saying? Because no real man want that on them. You get what I'm saying? And I actually understand that somebody can make up some stuff about you. I done been there. I done had people say certain, not none of that stuff, but may I'm still hustling or this and that. So I understand when somebody can make up something because they might feel something about you, and it get out. Once it get out of the internet, it belongs to the internet. Think about it.
Exactly.
How many memes we got about Cat and all these guys when we see them, because once it get out there, get out there. One thing you got to do, you got to stand 10 toes down and know who you are and be who you are. Whether they done or not, I don't have no, because I mean, that's horrible. I would never put that on that man.
Yeah, the stigma.
Like I'm being for real. Like I would never say anything about you, her, or anybody and saying that they doing something. Like I'm the type of guy, and my friends know that. Like, if me and you got an issue, you should tell me, I'll call you.
Yeah.
I call. People know I call. If I'm cool with you. If I ain't cool with you, I might not be able to reach you. If I ain't cool with you, I might not care that much. But if I'm cool with you, I'm gonna call you. And they know that. I always been like that. You get what I'm saying? I do the tape like, oh, he gonna call you if you cool with him, because I want to know what's up. But with that, I would hate for that to be true about Jakes. Now, I'm being real.
Yeah.
I would hate, because the man has done tremendous things in his life. I would hate if it was true.
Right. I definitely agree with you, as far as the what he has done and how effective he is in, even in our communities. Like, a lot of people rock with him. I rock with him, but I think that that was his past. If that's what it was, I think that was his past. And everybody has a past, right? But I think that, with that being said, whatever your past is, it comes forward. Like, I think it's just like people, but I think people get so caught up in, pointing fingers or trying to drag people, that they're really missing from where somebody started to where they're at. Because I think, like, logically thinking, you pretty much can put 2 + 2, most of us know it's 4, right? But I think that was the past.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I've never considered it to even be true because the internet crazy, you know.
See,
The
and
internet,
that's me. I don't either.
the internet crazy, right? And I'm in this space.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all in this space.
Right.
We all in this space.
Mhm.
So until somebody put out a video with that man
Exactly.
doing what he doing,
No,
and it
thank
ain't
you.
doctor,
Thank you.
then you
Thank
get
you
what I'm
for
saying?
going
You
there
feel me?
because it is a couple of receipts out there.
But have they actually showed the receipt or they mentioned the receipt?
No, they showed the receipts. Like he's in this shirt or whatever. He makes it and he's sending this guy this text or
So
whatever.
how they get a
See,
picture of that? I haven't
like
seen
I
that
said, I'm
either.
out of touch because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
ain't
me
seen.
too.
But
I didn't
see,
see
but
that.
you know, in order for us to talk about something, we have to research it. Like we're not gonna sit up here and have a conversation and not know what we're speaking of because that wouldn't even be right.
Yeah, but also unless you actually seen a video with him in there and you have proof that it haven't been, edited and all that stuff,
Mhm.
we still really don't know.
Right. Now, I'm not saying that is true. I'm just saying that I don't put anything past anyone. Neither do I care enough whether
Right.
that's
See, and I
his
think
past
that's
or
my
not. But I'm just
see,
saying.
and that's my thing right there. I don't care enough whether he doing whatever, Diddy doing whatever. I don't care enough, and I don't see why people making a big issue about it because why they even care to even consider to want to talk about or try to figure it out about what they're saying. This person saying about Diddy or this person saying about Jake's. I just don't care enough.
It's all over my
It's hot,
head. Like I
right.
said,
It's
I
hot.
haven't thought about it once. Like I seen it. I just know how the internet is
Right.
crazy.
Make up
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
It can help you, but it also can hurt you. This is the
Yeah.
balance system. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the way people put out stuff about people, man, it's like it's just crazy. I mean, think about it. Most things that people say anyway, either if you respond, if you give them a response that they want or whatever, it's pretty much like regardless of what response you give them, they're gonna have their own opinions
Of
either
course,
way. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
And some people stay quiet until it go away, whether it's true or not. I don't mean that it's true,
Right.
but some people say I'm not getting
I'm
invested
not
into the
getting
internet
putting my
thing.
time into that.
Yeah. I'm not getting invested into the internet thing. I'm just not investing
They're gonna
into
say,
what
"Oh,
somebody
it
said
must be
about me.
true because they're quiet." And if you say something, they're gonna say, "Oh, it must be true because he's
Yeah.
defensive." So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just like
So
okay,
it's like
either
dang
way.
if you dang if you don't.
Exactly. So it's like
I
whatever.
get it, but it is hot topic and it is relevant. So in the media and people are talking about it. So therefore, of course, why not us discuss it? But I know you said something about Cat Williams, right? Like, why do you think so many people feel some type of way against Cat Williams?
I'm gonna tell you about Cat, man, and this is from my perspective, right? Cat, from his standpoint and his truth, far as what he say is true or not, I don't have nothing to do with that. It's his truth.
That's right.
It's his truth. You know what I'm saying? It's what he's seen. It's what he put together. If I tell you that phone stand is made out of platinum, right? It's my
That's
truth.
what it is. Yeah.
It's my truth. You got to go take it and scrape the paint off of it and see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's his truth. The stuff that he said about people, this industry is full of. It's always been full of this stuff. Everything he said to me, by me being part of the industry for so long, everything that he said is possible.
Yeah.
It ain't like he said something that's not possible.
Far-fetched, yeah.
He might have been a little upset. He might have been a little mad. He might have, he might have had an agenda with certain people, but everything he said was possible. You get what I'm saying? And and the man, to be honest with you, the man really out there doing what he do. The dude, what did he say? He adopted 6 kids. He got 1 kid. Like he really giving back and putting out there. So guess what? Most people I seen on his side, because simple fact is, everybody personality like Steve Harvey and Sid, and I believe that I seen that personality like Sid is under Steve, and Steve, I seen that. You can see that when they're working together.
Yeah.
So I knew that was true because I know the dynamics of how people operate. The other things he said about Kevin Hart being a plant and all that stuff, this and that, like these, I don't want to say no names because I ain't trying to get your podcast shut down,
Yeah.
But but certain people can move stuff like that because once somebody find out, I mean, I'm gonna just give you an example, right? We in here, we doing your podcast, beautiful set, everything is beautiful, everything's professional, top of the line. You ain't wasting no money, right? You done that because you want it to be this way, right? You spent your dollar, but if somebody came in here right now and they say, "Look, I got 10 million, right? I got 10 million for y'all. Like
Mhm.
it's 2 people, right? I got 10 million for y'all. And you know, I'm gonna put y'all, you know, on the such and such show or Joe Rogan, which is a really
Yeah.
good podcast, and I'm gonna blend y'all in with them, this and that, and you know, I'm gonna put y'all there. And then later on, somebody say, "Oh, they had somebody put them there because they was trying to get Joe Rogan out of there." Right?
Right.
Y'all gonna take it?
Yeah, if everything
You gonna
adds up,
take it?
I'm gonna take
You're
it.
gonna take it. So it ain't hard to believe that Kevin Hart could be a plant, because
Yeah.
if he's a comedian and he going from club to club and he trying to do these specials and stuff, and somebody come and offer him and say, "Look, we're gonna give you 50, we're gonna make sure you have 50 million,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna put you here because we're trying to move these people out of this space." Everything Kat said was possible.
Yeah.
Me saying it's true or not, it ain't my place to say whether it's true or not. I think the man vented out. I think he was a little agitated. He like, yo, I've been waiting to get this out. He done Club Shay Shay some justice.
He did.
You get what
He
I'm saying?
did.
He done
He
us some
definitely put
justice.
him
So
on
I
the
think
map.
so I think everything worked. But one thing about Kat that a lot of people don't get, he's smart.
He's very intelligent.
What he done was not just based on he was upset and he wanted to get some stuff out. This dude about to go on tour.
Yeah.
Like what he done. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. What he done
But wait a minute, he did all that without even mentioning his tour.
Yeah, but he had to, because listen,
Right, 'cause
because he's
now-
smart, he's intelligent, right?
Right.
Listen to what I'm saying. He went on Club Shay Shay,
Mm-hmm.
knowing he was going to do this, knowing that he is going to be on a podcast, right? Like me plugging my book and stuff, right? Podcast, right? And he wanted to be organic. See, if I come up here just talking about, hey, my book, hey, don't forget to say something about my book, hey, look, my book, this and that, then it's not organic.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all talking to me about my life. The podcast is organic.
Right.
He's smart. He know to not plug his tour in because it won't be organic. He want to let y'all know, look, this is how I feel about Steve Harvey. This is how I feel about, you get what I'm saying? You know, and yes, you get what I'm saying? That's how he came at it, and it was real. And he did not know that Club Shay Shay, you got to understand, Club Shay Shay, it's a good podcast, but
It's fairly new.
but he had all the comedians up there. So Kat say, oh, he had the people up there that I really rock with. Ooh, I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna do my thing, but I don't know how big it's gonna be. But I got an opportunity to say, look, I'm on your show, and I don't like these guys that came before me, and he was lying.
Yeah. And you
feel
know
what I'm
what? No,
saying?
but
Yeah.
he knew, and you know, and in all
Smart.
He
fairness,
did say that though.
he's
He did
very
say that.
smart. He's very smart. And I do agree with all of what you just said,
Yeah.
because had he come up there pushing his agenda, it definitely would have been
It's not
it would
organic
look
no more.
another way. But
But
yeah,
since he
so
went up there like trying to call some things out and tell people stuff that they didn't know that went on in the industry, it caught people attention. And
It
then he
did.
talked about most of everyone that already came on Club Shay Shay.
That's what I'm saying. It's the perfect place.
And then he did
to do
say
that.
that. He said, I just had to get up here because you had them and they was talking about this and that, and that was lying. So now you're like, oh shucks, what were they lying about? Next thing you know, now all of a sudden I
Kat-
see he done dropped him and Kevin Hart ex-wife going on tour together.
But Kat knew, he knew this was the perfect opportunity, and it was a perfect podcast to do it because they had already been there. Like he sat home in his office and put that together. Because guess what? Club Shay Shay is not a really big podcast. At first. It's now. It is now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So
Right.
it wasn't like it was Joe Rogan, which is one of the biggest podcasts out there, right?
Yeah.
So he knew that he would have more leadway on Club Shay Shay. What Shay Shay do?
He sat back. He did. He
My
did.
man, you know, oh yeah. I mean, well, go ahead. Yeah, oh, no, go ahead. Because he knew, see, Shay knew, because he do podcasts, you do podcasts.
Yeah.
He knew when he started hearing something, oh,
Yeah.
He said, no, man, you lying.
It's gonna be good.
He said, man, stop it, man. Don't say that. Man, go ahead, say it, man. Say it. What happened?
so once he caught on to what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
he knew that his ratings was going out
Yeah.
the roof.
And they went
knew.
And
out
you know
the
what?
roof.
And because he actually stated, he said, "Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a Club Shay Shay after this." And Cat Williams told him,
Said,
"Oh, yes, it
will.
will. Yes, it will, because Oprah's gonna be calling you next."
Listen, the man
So
put
they're
it
gonna
down.
want to come back. Even Oprah gonna
The
wanna
man
come
put
back.
it down. And one thing I do like about the interview, is that y'all gotta understand this. I can relate to him because
Okay.
I mentor. I come out of my own pockets for every event I do. My own money. Every event I do for the kids, I come out of my pocket, I show up. Which is equivalent to him helping people, giving money. He's sending checks, he doing this and this and that. If I had the revenue that he had, I'll probably be doing the same thing because I already do it on a lower level.
Mm-hmm.
So when you know who you are and you know what you do, you kind of want to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
I can say what I want to say. I don't have to get on nobody podcast and be like, let me swing this way, or make sure she don't say this, or make sure she don't say. I don't have to do that. I'd be like, yo, what's up?
Right.
What's up? And I'm like that in real life, even with people. I'm like, what's up? I ain't even perfect. Because sometimes I done barked and said stuff to people that I shouldn't say. I might have jumped the gun.
Right.
I ain't perfect. But one thing about it is I know who I am. I know what I do. I know.
And you confident in
because it's about character. Because most people walk around with measuring sticks.
Yeah.
Most people walk around, when they see you, they be like, oh, that's your car. Oh, this your place. They walk around. I don't walk around with a measuring stick. I treat everybody the same.
Right.
I don't care who you are, knowing you, not knowing you. I do not walk around with a measuring stick, so I know who I am.
And I think that I think that social media is a measuring stick. Like a lot of people sit back and they look. Yeah, exactly. They sit back and they see people on social media and they try to mimic them for whatever reason, because people can say all day long. A lot of when, just like for example, I'm a photographer, right? Nobody claim like they don't want to be in front of the camera. But when I swing that lens around, everybody is looking, everybody is smiling, everybody is crying or whatever it is that they're doing. But the whole time, they're not realizing if my lens is pointing toward in their direction, I done already got them. I'm getting somebody else. But they posing and getting themselves ready. And it's like, so what I'm saying is people like camera and action.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So speaking on social media, like when I mean by walking with a measuring stick, like you never know who you run into. You'll never know who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
You don't never know who you're talking to. You don't know what opportunity lies at. But people, dudes I know and dudes that I do stuff with, listen, I be telling dudes straight up and down. I'm like, look, the 90s is over.
Yeah,
because I got a lot of dudes that's still trying to be what we was in the 90s. I'm being real with you. Like, I'm like, dude might been a child that was raised in a good family, right? You know, went and done certain things, good career, made money, all that stuff, right? Get grown and want to be us. Nigga, we want to be you. like, dude, if I would have grew up with parents that had money, good jobs and stuff, I wouldn't have went in those streets. What I'm going in the streets for?
Yeah,
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Everything I done was out of necessity.
Okay, gotcha.
So they come,
survival
they come around and do that. And then even to today, I had certain dudes that want me to do stuff with them, certain events and stuff like that, because they know I'm a real and they know I'm from those streets. Because I'm being honest with you, I'm gonna be real with you. Like what we done in the 90s can't be duplicated. You get what I'm saying? Because it was a hard grind. It was like you had to really pick yourself up to be able to create who you was. It's character. A lot of dudes don't have character. A lot of dudes are judged on by how much money they got. How much money they getting. They're not judged on basically their character and how you treat people and you know, was you a stand-up guy? Was you like they say today, was you standing on business through your whole career? I mean, we only get 15 minutes of fame. But it's all about what you done with it, right? Who were you? Who were you when you was in that spotlight? You get what I'm saying?
True, that's true.
You know, when I was in the street, I love the streets. I love them. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Even though I'm legitimate and I do legitimate stuff, man, listen, it's something about the aroma, the streets, the smell, when I used to cook the dope and all, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff come back to you because that's who we was. But you had to really be that. You can't transfer over. So even though I'm legitimate and stuff, like I can sit back and reminisce sometimes, like, man, I smell it. You get what I'm saying?
It's an addiction.
Yeah. Because what you're doing is that when you in there cooking up dope to go sell it, you a fiend too. Because you're trying to get that money. Like you addicted to the money. That's the whole true addict brand. You trying to get that money. The girl in the strip club she a fiend. She addicted. She know the dudes gonna come in there. Like when I went one year, I went this to Atlanta. This was like maybe like 04. I'm driving a new Escalade. This before G's and them came out. Like I'm down there in the midst of these dudes, you know, like these dudes out here cooking, getting money. I'm cooking, getting money. I mean, I could go way back, but my mentality when I see these people come, I say, man, like you don't even know who you are until you know who you are. I'm in Atlanta. I'm around these dudes and I'm driving a 1-year-old Escalade. You get what I'm saying? And it's normal for me because I always had it. Because when I date back to when I was young, when I was 18 and I had my legend, right?
Mhm.
I'm in New York, Jones Beach, going to the festival. This 90, 95 before Jay-Z came out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing music. I'm like, yo, this dude talking about my life. Because I'm back and forth from New York. I'm in Fort Rockaway, Queens. I'm back and forth to Virginia.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is when you live that life and you part of that life, you don't have that same type of response when you're doing things in a legitimate world because
Mhm.
you are that. But a lot of guys, I had guys try to want to get me to do things with them because they know the attraction of that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
know the attraction that they be like, yo, this dude was doing XYZ. And Jay, all the big rappers that was really streets, they took it and marketed it. They put it in a bag,
Yeah.
marketed, they at present.
Yeah,
They
you
put it
what-
in
yeah.
and sold it. I wasn't a rapper back then. I couldn't put it in the bag and sell it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I was out there trying to really sell the real dope. But they got out of the dope game and they put it in a bag and sold their lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
and music, right?
People buy
You
it,
feel
yeah.
what I'm saying? So they wouldn't have sold that many albums big enough. They wouldn't have sold that many albums if they didn't take my life and put it in the bag and sell it. But what I'm saying is the mentality of me, I was who I was because I'm driving, you know, $45,000 car, 18, 19 years old.
Mhm.
And these guys, dead presidents and representatives, I'm like, oh, that shit dope. You know, back and forth to Virginia. I'm like, oh, he talking about me. You get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
You feel me? So that's how my mindset. So as time go past, people that knew you from the streets will try to use you because they still want to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They be like, man, I missed my turn, but you know, I'm gonna get my turn now. So dudes, and this is what I say to dudes, right? Because I say, dude might go buy like, you know, a new Benz or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, go do it. You know, he worked, got a good job. I mean, got a good this. I mean, could make $200,000-$300,000. Yeah, I don't know. But I said, man, that shit over with, dog. I said, women driving this shit.
Yeah. So you know.
I say, women driving that. I say, when I came up, when I pull up in that Legend, the lights come on. You get what I'm saying? Because back then, that stuff was hard to get.
Okay.
You know, it was harder to get back then. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I had to put the money down, put 10 grand down and get it and get my uncle to put in his name. I couldn't get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, who can get it for me? Now you can go in the West Side, your name on paper and get it. So I be telling dudes, I say, dude, you doing too much. And I'm talking about legitimate dudes. I'll be like, cause they be like, yeah, I get it. I say, it's all right if you like that type of stuff, it's fine. But don't just be doing it because you miss your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's old.
Because you
That's
pull up at a club now with that, but women driving that and better.
Mhm.
So they ain't like when I came up. When I came up, I pull up, man. Listen, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. It was,
You know?
it was actually an attraction.
It was attraction.
Attraction,
It was
right.
different. And you look, and I'm being real with you. Being that young, making money and doing that, you ain't have to have what you have now. All you had to do was been making some money, nice little apartment or something, driving the expensive car, and you was a fly dude. I've been fly since middle school. I went to Forest Glen. Like anybody that watches this podcast know everything. I'm just like Cat.
Yeah.
It's receipts. They know. They know. I had my first car was a white Tempo with white 5 stars, and I bought the 5 stars and put them on the car. I had a system. I was going to Forest Glen.
Oh, so you were living. So you was out there early.
Oh, so you was
What?
up there driving a car. that you
What?
got going to middle
What?
school.
What?
So you parked in the teacher's parking.
What? What?
There ain't
What?
no student parking lot in middle school.
Anybody that's watching this podcast that went to Forest Glen, the teachers and everybody, Mr. McElmore, that actually was the principal at Nansen River when I got to Nansen River, told me when I pulled up in my Legend, told me you can't drive your parents' car to school no more. He knew it was my car.
Yeah.
Because he remembered for Forest Glen. But he didn't want to insult me. Mr. McElmore was a great principal
he
there.
was. Yeah, he was.
So he didn't want to insult me. So, but he told me that, and I was just going to school on and off anyway, just to, New Jordans and Nautica sweatsuits and Guess jeans. I was just going to show off anyway. And he told me that one day. He said, because he knew me from Forest Glen. He said, let me tell you. He said, man, you causing too much attention for the kids. Because the kids would run to the window and stuff and be like, oh, Scoop, pull up. You know what I mean? And he said, you can't drive you. Well, he didn't say that. He said, it'll be okay if you could not drive your parents' car to school anymore. And I knew what he was saying without saying, hey man, I know you're selling, dude. I know you're hustling,
Yeah.
This and that. And I did, because Mr. McElmore, when we was at Forest Glen, we had a good relationship.
Okay.
I went to Nansen River. Respect is respect. No matter what you black, white, green, purple.
That's right.
Respect is respect. So these are the things that I dealt with back in them days. You get what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff I dealt with. So I be telling dudes, I be like, look, I know you want to be a part of back then, but it's over with.
It's over.
We don't even want no parts of it. Like I might reminisce her once in a while, I get a and smell something that smells similar, but that's as far as I want to come to it because I don't want to reminisce again beating the head with a gun. And when I do, and I'm being real with you, like I'm a real man. Like I feel all emotions, right? When I think about them dudes beating with a gun, a tear come from my eye. Real talk. Because I could have been dead.
That's exactly what I was
You know what I'm saying? It could have went way, way left. You get what I'm saying? So when I think about that time that them dudes could have killed me and done something really messed. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like the same way when I think I'm smelling cocaine being cooked is, and I'd be like, oh boy, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it took me back to
being
95.
beat in the head.
I also remember like, man, I can't believe I made it out of that.
So with all that being said, like what's next for you now? Like what's going on with Scoupe now?
Okay, so pretty much, man, new documentary coming out, True Ag 3, based on basically what I do now. Because every time I do another documentary, I base it off what the next episode is. And the next episode is actually me, people that I do events with and stuff like that. I got friends in DC, Atlanta, everywhere that's in these hoods trying to help these kids. And this documentary is based on a couple people. I mean, like it's really good too. You know, I got a couple of DA attorneys in there talking about certain. I mean, I got a really good documentary that's coming out. It's really good, and it's based on basically what we're doing in the community. The people that got out of jail coming back, like how we struggling to really help the Black youth in our communities, and what it takes to do it, and what are we going through. And it's a lot of stuff we go through, man. Like for real, they don't want to let it like the game is not to be taken lightly when it comes to legitimate stuff. That game just as dirty as a dope game. Listen, legitimate stuff is just as dirty as a dope game.
Yeah, because everyone had their own agenda for certain things that they do.
Listen, I don't care how good you think you are, how legitimate you think you are. The legitimate game, business game, film, mentorship, everything is dirty because everybody's looking to be in that spotlight. Everybody's gatekeepers. Everybody, you know, all of that is going on 10 times worse than a dope game. Because in the dope game, as long as I got the product, as long as I'm the man that got it and I can get it during the drought, you know, I'm it. You get what I'm saying? And it's on a lower level. So you can get around a couple of things other than getting killed. But in a legitimate game, once a dude, you know, in a legitimate game, once they kill your character, you're trying to grow the podcast, you're trying to go with, but then you got a gatekeeper say, oh, nah, they blah, 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 whatever. It's the same thing, but it's worse. Because you're legitimate and you're trying to do the right thing.
Do the right thing,
And they just beat you side the head with a gun. You feel what I'm saying? In the same terms. You know, so it's a lot harder on that strength. So that documentary is really based on that, you know, the struggle, actually trying to get in these communities and do the right thing and trying to help these kids, and all the roadblocks and gatekeepers, they won't allow it because they really want the hood to stay messed up. Because somebody benefiting off of it. I don't care how bad something is, somebody benefiting off of it.
Of course.
Somebody benefiting off of it. You might not see what it is right then, but if you really break it down, somebody benefiting off them kids killing each other, they benefiting off of it.
They are.
They benefit off
of it. The
city
is benefiting off
they
that.
benefit.
The state.
And I'm gonna give you an example, right? So you got a funeral home, and like you said, you do stuff at a funeral home, right? You might have a funeral home that's doing something right, and they might be political at the same time. You got somebody to come in and say, look, we're gonna do XYZ in these communities, blah, blah, whatever. And this guy that owns these big 20 funeral homes say, oh nah, we ain't doing nothing. Because you cut into his profit. Don't think these people sitting at home not looking at the same situation. We're looking at it, but from a different side.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're looking at it from a money
from a different side. So a lot of things that could happen are not happening because somebody and this is a game of life. Somebody got to lose. They don't want to
somebody gonna lose.
Oh yeah.
Somebody got to lose.
Somebody gonna lose. And that's the
Somebody
object of the game. Somebody's gonna win and somebody's
so
gonna
the
lose.
documentary, you basically you just going around.
Oh, listen.
This
Nah. This documentary, like, man, listen, this documentary is deep. Like this documentary is deep. We in Potomac Gardens, DC projects, rough. I'm talking about this stuff down here ain't nothing. I mean, we out there shooting a documentary. Come back the next day, the dude that we talking to dead. They killed him. Flowers in the joint. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. This documentary, this joint gonna be hit. This joint gonna be good.
So and when is this coming out?
It's coming out fall, but start the promotion for it in March.
Okay.
So it's gonna be fall. So I'm gonna have a private screening and kick it off. And I'm trying to get it to Netflix. You know, that's a lot of other red tape. I wanted to go Netflix because it's that I've been working on it for 2 years. 2 years.
Mm.
So I wanted to go to Netflix, but they like the cream of the crop right now.
Yeah.
Netflix is
definitely.
like, if it go there, it's on
Good.
there
Yeah.
popping.
Mhm.
But if I ain't gonna say but, it's going to Netflix. It's going to Netflix.
That's it. That's it.
Or either why not just put it on Tubi?
Nah. I watch a dude on Tubi get shot and get up.
I don't. You know what? I don't even watch too because this is like.
But you know what? I'm
it's
not gonna
sensitive
lie.
to
I
me.
watch some of the shows on Tubi. It's some of the shows are good. I think it don't have anything to do with Tubi. It has something to do with
Producers.
the producers, the camera people, the directors. But I mean, that's a start though.
Man,
Tubi make me
but-
think that I
but-
could be.
But
that we could
but
be
but when they got a shot of listen
Start
what I'm
on
saying though,
Tubi.
I'm a film producer, I'm a director. When they got a shot of a guy that died and they say he died, but didn't take the camera far away enough to see the guy get up and walk off set.
Oh, that's
That
that's-
director or that film producer, they was just learning, okay? And they said, "Hey, let me put
but
it
if
on
they
Tubi."
just learning, okay, cool. But where are your editors at? Like,
That's it.
who
It all comes down to
Oh,
that.
well, why not try the all black channel? I watch them too. Now they're good.
Well, no, don't get to. I support all black filmmakers, all film producers, and I support everybody. I'm really just not a sit down watch stuff type of person.
Okay.
I don't even turn my TV when I go to bed. I don't turn my TV on. None. I don't want that harsh blue light. That's with my eyes and stuff. So like I'm trying to be as young as I can for long as I can.
Right.
So usually I'm a car guy.
Okay,
so
you're into
I
that.
try at the car club. So I'm usually in my garage messing with a car or doing some stuff like that. Like I'm just not a sit down watch TV.
Yeah.
Like it would take over that. Like the internet will take over your whole life. Like
Oh yeah, it will.
I
It
mean,
will.
I know grown people that like you ain't never sat that long. You ain't never sat down that long.
Yeah.
Take over your whole life.
Yeah.
I have. You know what? It's just like we already over an hour. Like, but
Really?
yeah, but it has been like we have talked about so much in this hour, like to where it's like I'm actually intrigued to hear more because it's like your life and what you've been through. It's like
I don't feel like he
It
told us
is-
everything.
oh, of
I
course
I feel like
not.
there's,
Of course
I feel
not.
like there's
It's a
more.
lot. It's a
I
lot.
want him to get into.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, if I go into like, like I was telling you earlier, like losing 3 kids, based on their decisions and how that
Mhm.
affects you as a man. Losing people in my I mean, even coming up from a kid, just seeing certain destructions, certain things going on in the community that affect you. Like I said, as the first time that inspired me, the first thing that shocked me being in the streets was my cousin introduced me to crack cocaine, right? Introduced me to say this, what's that? And he took a grown woman into his mom house and had sex with her. So it's like things like that, that affected me, like whoa, well, what are we really doing? You get what I'm saying? Like, what is this? So it's so many things that transform my mind so people can see. Just like to say the book is good because I've been everything that somebody said they've been through. I've been through. It's just that the only thing that I didn't do was go to jail because first of all, I knew that at the end of the day, when I got out the streets, I had one foot in, one foot out, that I wasn't going to be no snitch. I wasn't telling nobody. I knew I was going to do all the time and everything. So I said, you know what? It's best for me to get out of this game. Because I'm just not like, I'm big on who you are and reputation and character. I'm big on that. So I know I would have done every day. Like I'm not putting another man behind bars because I want to get out. Yeah. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was into. I'm not doing that type of stuff. So I had to get out because I knew my morals were a lot stronger than my wants. Who I am is a lot more deeper than what I look like on the outside. And, and so I was shaped the mold. I mean, I was one of them guys that really paid attention. I was sitting back watching. Like if something was going on, that's what I told you. I said, like, I was robbed 3 times. But if I wouldn't have got robbed that first time at 16, I probably been robbed 20 times.
Yeah.
Because before that time, I was naive and green. Even me getting robbed was me being naive and green because when I got off the school bus, I should have just went home, done what I do, get my stuff together, and, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't. I'm like, I just got to be down there. I got to go down there.
In the crowd.
Yeah, I got this nautical jumpsuit on. I got these new Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? I got to go down here, show dudes I'm getting it. You get what I'm saying? And it worked because they robbed.
It did.
It
Oh,
worked.
he getting it. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
get
yeah.
it
It
too.
worked.
Yeah.
It worked because I got robbed. You know what I'm saying? And but it transformed my mind. So I had a lot of those transformations through that. And then at the end, even before the last situation where the dudes tried to kidnap me, like the reason why I was 1 foot and 1 foot, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, because it was people that was getting locked up and get tore off around me. And I was like, I ain't gonna snitch on nobody. Like that's my character. So I'm gonna be 10 toes down. So guess what? Now, and even when I left the game, you know, you still kind of worried because, you know, back then, you know, I know dudes that was out of the game 2-3 years and working and stuff, and the feds pick them up because they're like, hey, yeah, we got 20 dudes in here saying you was they peoples, you know what I mean? And that made me realize a couple of things. It was like, you know what? I'm my character, I'm strong, and I believe in character. Like money don't move me. As to be real, like a lot of dudes are moved by money, and I got money, don't get money, and they got people following. Oh, he got money, like that. That don't do nothing for you because it's so many things that I could have done just for money that I wouldn't even be here in Virginia. I'd be somewhere just living. Remember, I told you I just would have kept acting. I was the best guy. They were sending me everywhere, you know, and I have millions of dollars, but I'm not moved by money. I'm actually moved by genuine people that care about their life. And the thing that drives me is waking up in the morning and breathing. You know what I'm saying? Gratitude. You know, gratitude. Knowing that tomorrow ain't promised. I ain't worried about next week. Next year, you keep it. Tomorrow morning, when I get up, I'm coming to see you. You get what I'm saying? When I get up, I'm coming to see you. If I wake up that morning, if I say I'm coming to see you, I'm coming to see you. Straight up. You know, so that's what motivates me. Genuine, good hearted people, and we can get some money because they make it
in the process.
We can get some money. Depending on what money mean to you, we can get some money. Because if money mean everything to you, we can't get no money because what you're doing is you're using money in the place of genuine love and care and relationship. You know what I'm saying? So we can't get because it ain't gonna never be enough. Is what I'm saying.
It ain't
gonna never be enough.
It ain't
gonna never be enough. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell dudes like I'm a business owner. I've ran so many different businesses. I'd have had businesses where I've made $33, $40, $100. See, people when they look at my cars and stuff, they be like, well, I say, but dude, like I done ran businesses that I was making $33 to $40, $100 a week, and I shut it down because of my passion. Because I couldn't go to DC to do this, or I couldn't go here, this and that, because it was a Sunday. You get what I'm saying? And if I was just a money guy, I want to never stop that grind.
That's true.
I just get money and just buy Rolls Royces and stuff and just give them what they want. Be like, because that's all they really speculating on is what they see anyway. They don't know you genuinely, you know what I mean? But I don't. I actually balance my life out. I collect classic cars. I love classic cars because I love these cars. And that's what I put my money into. So even, I mean, if I had a wife or something, she'd probably be mad at me because I'm it's like I'm an addict again. Because I buy one car and I want to buy another one and I want to get another one and I'm gonna do, you know, what I do in that. But that's what really saved my mentality because I love cars, you know, because just doing this true addict thing and mentoring kids, if I didn't have some safe haven to go to, it would destroy me. Because like I said, you know, I'm doing a documentary. We got the kid actually in the documentary doing this thing, right? And they all friends, right? We go back the next day. My man got said, yeah, they killed him. Like I was just sitting here talking to him, and they, you know, killed him. You know what I mean? So I would be destroyed if I didn't have some type of balance, right?
Yeah.
Because life is all about balance. So I do this, but I'm just not and that's what people think I am. See, one thing about it is how you carry yourself. People will think you're a certain type of person until they actually get to meet you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people do. They look at me like, oh yeah, that nigga about that money. He this and this and this. Like I'm not. Like I'm really not though. Like I give away more. I take care of my family, my mother, father, sister, always. You know, nephews, all of them, bought them all. I give more. If I was a selfish person, I would be rich as being selfish. If I would have been selfish just over the last maybe 10 years, I'd be rich. Just being selfish. That mentality. So I'm not a money person. What I am is a people's person. A person that want to see people live and breathe and wake up that morning and breathe, and then we can go get some money.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
We can go get some money.
Well, we can go get some money. We can go get some money.
Yeah,
But in the
we can go get some money.
But in the meantime, tell the people how they can find you, how they can find your book, all things True addict.
Well, definitely, I'm on TikTok, but TikTok is so Scoop Life 365. You can find me on TikTok. You can find my YouTube, but that's mostly car stuff of cars. If you like cars, follow me up there. If you want to follow me on the True Addict, you got YouTube on True Addict and True Addict on Instagram. True Addict Scoop on Instagram. And then, my Facebook is like family, It's 5,000 people. I don't know everybody, so don't get down, but Facebook is like family. These are the people that you communicate with, and like, this is what we got going on. They ain't gonna buy nothing, you know what I'm saying? But like they just being real. They ain't gonna buy nothing. They ain't gonna make you rich, because if with 5,000 friends on Facebook, if everybody bought a book, I could take that money, recirculate it to advertisement, and probably sell 1,000,000 books at some point. But they family, you already know who they are, so you can reach me on all those platforms. But definitely follow me on True Addict Scoupe on Instagram, and Scoop Life 365. If you hashtag that, you'll see everything I do. Yeah, it's my life.
Okay, so before we go, we ask all of our guests how their time has been since they've been on Way to Get a Minute. So you're up next.
You're up next.
Oh, this is a great interview, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because I'm a real person. Like, I do a lot of interviews. I've done a lot of interviews even before the book promotion, and the vibe in here is perfect. Like, the vibe, both y'all collaboration, and I watched y'all podcast, and I seen y'all relate to people and talk to people and stuff like that, but the vibe actually being here is like 100% better than watching it.
Oh wow!
Because it's really good energy. It's good energy, and I felt comfortable enough to be able to say some of the things that I say, because usually I would have been just talking about my book. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
you know what I'm saying?
So you wouldn't have did like Cat
exactly.
Williams.
Yeah. I was just talking about my book. Like, I would have been focused. Like, please go buy the book. Please get the book. But the energy y'all let off, the vibe y'all let off, really had me in the point. Like, let me tell y'all a little bit more about my life and why the book is even here. Let me tell you about me. Let me tell you about my character. So it's been a great sit down with y'all.
Oh, enjoyed you too.
And I wish y'all success. I mean, I'm telling y'all, like, this is $1 million studio, because $1 million things are coming out of here. $1 million, it's coming here. The effort, what y'all do, the being in a position and be able to be consistent or whatever, these are the sort of things that make this happen. And I'm glad to be here. Makes it happen,
Yeah.
Well, we are very glad,
makes it happen.
appreciative that you decided to come be with us tonight.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's growth.
It is. It's definitely all in alignment. And
remember, I ain't know that God didn't give you a nerve with growing. Remember, as a kid,
true.
because if He gave you a nerve with growing, you want to grow. So you got to take some conflict. Conflict helps you grow.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Use what you need to use to get to the next level, and everything is going to be okay. Because everybody's a piece of your puzzle. And puzzles come in different pieces. All different puzzles.
Yeah.
Everybody's a piece of your puzzle. Learn how to navigate it, control it. And if you got a good heart, nobody's going to be harmed. Nobody's going to be harmed if you got a good heart.
Man, when I tell you dropped some gems in here, like you closed that out perfectly. Like, yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that. Like, yeah, y'all follow the man. Go buy the book. We'll drop the link in the book once the episode has wrapped. And yeah, stay tuned to all things Way to Get a Minute. Good night.